Testing, testing. Hi, it's me, Neha. Astrology is your story, human design is your strategy, energy is the work, and hi, I am your girl, Neha. I'm popping in to say hi because this year, 2021, I've spent a lot of time going back to the roots of my business. What am I doing here? What are my intentions, my values, my vision? When I started this business over 3 years ago, I knew my core values: love, integrity, and joy. And I had a really clear mission. Public health starts with the individual. But I was still figuring out all the pieces. I didn't have a lot of business systems in place, and I helped and I connected with so many people, but I felt really lost on where to go from there, especially when it came to all the business stuff. And I was trying to do it all alone. That was not the vibe. That's the path to burnout. I spent the first 3 months of this year, so January, February, March, really coming home to my values and this vision. What does public health starts with the individual really mean? Like most things, it's multi-dimensional. First and foremost, it's the understanding of our own energy, our own energetics. Most likely you've heard me talk about human design and astrology, and these are soul maps from the stars that help inform our human experience and understand the people around us. But we are not only human, we are spirit. Going deeper into spirituality, love, something bigger than us. For me, astrology and human design isn't about horoscopes. It isn't about a cute carousel post that you can share on your stories. None of that. It's about coming home to our natural nature, our innate being. Before I even started my business, I started this meditation practice, coming into my breath with all of my starry knowledge and really feeling what it feels like to be me today. The point of astrology and human design isn't to put us into more boxes of what we can or can't do. More so, it's permission slips to be who we already are. It's shedding and unlearning the layers of systemic harm. It's not self-development. It is self-remembrance. It's embodiment. Another layer of this business vision that public health starts with the individual is acknowledging systemic harm. I can sit here all day long looking at my human design chart, looking at my astrology chart, going to therapy, healing, getting rid of old stories and limiting beliefs, setting all the new boundaries, working on my money mindset, taking action, setting my intentions, meditating, all the live long day, blah, blah, blah. And that is not enough to truly change the world. Not because I'm not good enough, not because I'm not powerful enough, not because, I'm not enough, but because we don't live in isolation. We live in relationship with each other. We live in community. We live on this planet Earth. And in the spiritual online business world, or just even the spiritual world generally, I see a lot of bypassing of systemic harm, of oppression, of people's lived experiences. People want to talk about deconditioning. And I'm like, what are we deconditioning from? Name it. I'll name it. It's systems of harm. It's history of oppression. It's dehumanizing each other. That is what we're healing from. I just want to take a moment to breathe because I know this can be heavy, and just notice how you're feeling in your body as you're watching this or listening to this. Unfortunately, there are systems that thrive off of exploitation, exhaustion, false urgency, feelings of inferiority disguised as white supremacy, making people feel less than for various different reasons. And there's a lot of talk in the spiritual business world, or even spirituality general, or self-development, whatever you want to name it, about victim mindset. Well, shit, we've got systems that victimize most of us. I'm not here to see you as a victim. I'm here to see you as already liberated. But in order to actually honor that liberation, we've got to really look at these systems that victimize us. Even white men, the people who we say have the most power in these systems, are experiencing harm. They have one of the highest rates of suicide. And that's why I say it's inferiority disguised as white supremacy. Because if you really think that, I'm great, you don't go around forcing other people to be like, no, I'm great. I bring levity into heavier topics. So, that's just my personality. Even billionaires like Jeff Bezos aren't satisfied and are still operating from scarcity. Billionaires, that's a crazy amount of money. And they're still operating from a place of scarcity because that is what these systems indoctrinate and program into us. Billionaires and tech giants over here are trying to talk about colonizing the moon, colonizing Mars. And while at the same time, they're like, hashtag Black Lives Matter, hashtag Stop Asian Hate, as if the problems that Black people, Asian people, and so many people are experiencing weren't caused by colonization. Come on. And that's why I'm far more interested in talking about perpetrator's mindset versus victim mindset. The industry needs to stop invalidating people's lived experiences. Looking through this lens of systemic harm illustrates how all of our struggles and liberation are intertwined and interconnected. This is an intersectional lens. This topic of systemic harm, sometimes seems like really out there, like what does it have to do with me? But really it impacts and weaves into our day-to-day lives, from business to workplace to healthcare to family dynamics and our friendships and just so much more. There's this quote, oh my gosh, I forget the exact quote and who said it, but it's something like, trauma generationally just looks like our family dynamics. Like it just looks so normal because there's so much generational shit passed down. And it weaves in, right? And it's like little things like not getting your needs met, not being able to identify your needs, not being able to communicate your needs, not knowing, or maybe identifying your needs, but like hesitating in communicating them. There's so many layers to this. And my intention is through my work and my practice and community that we are able to embody liberation. So coming back to public health starts with the individual. As we come home to ourselves, as we acknowledge systemic harm and heal this on a somatic and subconscious level, and shift into alignment, shift into our natural nature. Nature, Mama Nature has the blueprints. This is able to ripple out into our relationships, into our communities, to all of our fellow humans, and maybe even beyond. There is this study, like 10 plus year study that I read about, and I was trying to find it on Google, but I couldn't find it, but I read this about the ripple effect. It was saying by one person being authentically, truly happy in their joy, this does more good for a friend of a friend of a friend that you may not even know than if you handed that person $5,000. So you being in your joy you really operating from a place of alignment and authenticity and happiness and your personal integrity that does well for the world around you, that is more beneficial than a $5,000 check. I'm gonna let that one simmer for a moment. That study encapsulates what I mean when I say public health starts with the individual. We've got to honor our own unique individual experiences, tapping into our identities, shedding old identities, coming into our human and into our beingness, allowing that to ripple out through your relationships, through your community. That creates a healthier world. We can't just be individualistic, and we can't just martyr ourselves for our people and our community. We have to honor both layers and everything in between. Love Neha Jha's mission is to help ambitious people heal from systemic harm and shift into growing from a place of joy and love and integrity so that we create a healthier world, live yummier lives, and create soulful success. If this work resonates with you, hi, I am taking private one-on-one clients for coaching and healing work. This work lights up my soul, my life. It is a full body sacral, This container is where we go deep into your subconscious and your somatic body. We talk all things human design, astrology, energetics, and we do deep healing and embodiment work so that you feel more you than ever. This creates results like being more in touch with your intuition so that you can make easier, more aligned decisions, communicating in healthier ways with yourself and others so that you can identify your needs and desires and get those needs and desires met, and also have less fighting and more ease in your relationships. Developing active listening so that you can really hear your people around you. You can engage in conversations from a place of being present rather than like trying to predict what they're gonna say or like, ooh, I got a good comeback or ooh, this thing, right? Like, how do we bring in more presence, more listening, more seeing, more understanding into our bodies? Holding space for those old stories, those old patterns in your life to really come up, and really honoring that, honoring your lived experience. And through that honoring, writing your plot twist and writing stories that feel more like you, that feel more ease, joy, love, all that goodness. This way you can step into that main character energy, you know what I mean? And coming to terms with your unique role in our collective liberation so that we can create a healthier, more loving, and yummier world to live in. Here is your invitation to apply. All the links are in this email or in this post. You can also find it on my website, www.lovenehajha.com. And I also have some other offerings. You can check it out. I'm just the most excited about my one-on-one and private coaching. If you do apply, this is what's included. You'll receive 3 75-minute calls a month. So the first one every month will delve into your astrology, human design, monthly intentions. I feel like there's such power in setting intentions and checking in with the energy and the themes emerging. And then 2 calls for subconscious and somatic healing and coaching work. You'll receive on-the-go Voxer access, so you can call me, beat me if you need to reach me in between our sessions. You'll receive a breakthrough day. This is a 6 to 8 hour coaching and healing process where we delve deep into one area of life, such as relationships, business or career, money, spirituality, etc., so that we can really create a transformation on an identity-based level. Like, this is not just let me change my habits. This is let me change my identity, like who I am. And like not change it in a way that's like inauthentic to you, but change it in a way that is more you. That's a theme in my work. And you'll also receive an all-access pass to my courses and bundles in our time together, including my human design and astrology course coming later this year. I also have spots open for business support. You can read all about my offers on my website. Again, that is www.lovenehajha.com, and it should be linked here. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch and listen. If you have, it just feels so yummy and fulfilling to be so clear on the work I'm here to do and lead with that in my business. I am here for business as a vehicle for healing and creating systemic wellness. And I sure as hell did not heal all my trauma, heal all the things so I could sit here and astral project all day. That's crazy. We're spiritual beings having a human experience, and I'm here to live a full, soulful, yummy, in my body life. That's my message for today. Love, Neha Jha.